Up to hell we must sail for the shore, sweet Barbados. Sugar cane grows on the God we once believed in. The butcher and his crowd raped the land we used to sleep in. To modern chimes and ghostly tribes that hunt tobacco island. Yeah!
I mean, the way the band got together was so organic in itself that it was like, it was almost, I hate to say this, but it was like meant to be. The seven of us getting together, it was almost, we were meant to make this noise.
I started going to the shows every Monday night. I had a fake ID, it was 17, I'd already dropped out of school, because I knew what I wanted to do, you know? And that was it. I started talking to Dave and we started becoming friends. And Dave kind of said, hey man, if you want to do it, you're in the band. You know? He never even heard me play. He got the vibe, you know?
Our mandolin player had moved back to England at the time. And Bob said, I'll just fill in for you guys.
Bridget had heard me play, but David never heard me play a lick. He's like, oh, well, here's a tape of the songs and, you know, go over them and learn them on the mandolin. And it took me about 2 weeks to get up to speed. And then the next thing I knew, I was in the band.
Yeah, Bob's still filling in.
You know, Matt had only been playing accordion for about 6 or 7 months before he joined the band. And I didn't even hear him play accordion. You know, it just felt right, you know?
From the side.
He bought me like 40 drinks and we got shit canned. And I'm also, what do you think, you know? And he's all, oh, dude, you're in. You're in, don't worry about it, you're in. Came home, told my wife, I'm like, fuck, I'm in the band.
Was working at Molly Malone's as a cocktail waitress, and she said, you gotta come see this band. He said, they're incredible. She goes, I can't believe they don't have a deal.
I remember I met him outside of Rite Aid. Me and Bridget I was actually over in her house. We were learning new songs, and we just happened to meet George outside of Rite Aid. And he said, well, you know, I love you guys, and I'd love to, you know, get together and stuff. And so Bridget got a hold of him.
I went and played one sort of audition rehearsal, and I played that following Monday.
Dennis was meant to be in the band right when I joined up, you know, like 8 years ago. And we actually auditioned him. He came and rehearsed with us, and we wanted him, but he had another gig, so he declined. He turned us down.
I was really torn, and you know, I kept going back and forth with Dave for like a month, and he was like, you know, he came to the point where he was like, you know, I really gotta know. You gotta tell me. And I was like, you know what? I can't just bail on my band. That wouldn't be right. I was playing a show at the Roxy one night, and Dave comes up. Hey, Dennis, how are you? I was like, wow, Dave, how are you? And the first thing before I even got to say anything, I was like, you know, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I didn't join your band. That was the last I saw Dave for about 6 months to a year. And I was pretty miserable. I went back to painting houses. pretty hot out scraping the side of a house in California. He called me up one day. Thank God I didn't get my number changed or anything. He tracked me down, he got a hold of me, and I was like, fuck yeah. The first show was in San Jose, and it was unfucking believable. The place was sold out. It was like maybe 600, 700 people.
It scared me to death. Like I remember just seriously just blankly staring at the crowd, like wondering what in the hell am I doing up here, you know? Fucking ridiculous.
It was like, okay, this is it, let's go.
There was a chemistry, there was something floating around the room that was like, this is different. I've never felt this before.
There was beer, glass, cups shattered at my feet, and I was having the time of my life.
We just started gigging at Molly Malone's and flogging it to death, and you know, hence the name. And
it was incredible to see on a Monday night people hanging from the rafters. I mean, it was really a sight to see.
What a better place to try out stuff than on a bunch of drunk Irishmen, you know what I mean? Who are either gonna get it or they're not, and they let you know right away, you know?
George is a very extreme person. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and one of the most intense guys you'll ever meet.
My dad died when I was 9, and just a lot of unresolved grief, you know, and no way to deal with it. Absolutely no way to handle it other than going out and hitting something. It was like therapy for a long time. It was a constructive way to take out my anger and my energy that my father was taking away from me.
Hey George, it's cool, thanks.
George is like very focused, you know, very determined and very, we call him the Sarge, you know, which he hates. But he's like that, you know what I mean? He's like, I'll drive the van, you know what I mean? I'll get us there, you know what I mean? I'll load the truck, because I know how to do it. You know, he's very anal.
My responsibility is just go farther as than just being the drummer. And it's not a burden to me because I chose it. I chose it in the beginning to do that because I wanted to have a say. Because first of all, I believe in the music, I believe in Dave, and I believe in what we're doing, and it's fun for me to play. And I'm like, let's be proactive. If we were waiting on somebody else to make it happen, it may not happen.
I love being the songwriter in the band, and I love writing songs. What happens to them after that is not really my, you know, I don't write specifically for any reason but myself. And I think George is good at organising. George is like the one that puts it together, or put it together, in the sense of getting his brother Gary involved to manage us, and, you know, setting up a record company and setting up a publishing company and doing all the things that I certainly could not do, you know, or nobody else in the band could do. Do you know what I mean? So he brought all that in, as well as playing drums, you know. And